I stand here before you as a different man, a man that regrettably committed the crime of gender-based violence and have been afforded second chance by Namibian Correctional Service to be rehabilitated. My name is Rachimo Karadwe, currently serving 35 years. That was imposed on me in 2006. I underwent various programs at Namibian Correctional Service, namely Alternative to Violence and Thinking and Living Skills. I was taught to become more reflective rather than reactive and more anticipatory in my response to potential problems. It is really heartbreaking to frequently read in the newspapers about violence against women, although it is not only women who suffer from gender-based violence. Men too fall victim to this violence. The time has come for all well-meaning and responsible Namibian people from all walks of life like to wake up and find a way to stop the increasing murder of our women.
Rachimo made the remarks at the launch of the 16 Days of Activism against GBV campaign by the Ministry of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, where he called for the root causes of GBV to be addressed, proposing the introduction of GBV lectures at all educational institutions. Lifeline Childline Namibia encouraged collaboration of civil society, NGOs and faith-based entities to build resilience in communities.
An activist in Africa once said, when you find there's a gap between decision makers and what happens at the grassroots level, we encourage the conversation to happen so that decision makers actually know what the victims are going through. Whilst the response against these type of human rights violations are slowed down by various factors, some skewed sentiments of lawmakers, manifested in personal convictions, attitudes and firm beliefs in our upbringing and cultural norms, these represent strongholds that stand in the way of our national agenda, hindering the advancement of the cause against GBV.
Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare at the occasion called for the strengthening of GBV watch movements in communities, further expressing concern over the increase of rape cases involving children this year.
Consumption of alcohol and substance abuse have been identified as some of the contributing factors to GBV. Statistics shows that most rape committed in domestic settings are linked to alcohol and substance abuse. The number of rape cases due to alcohol consumption increased from 51 in 2019 to 2020 financial year to 60 cases in 2020 and 21 financial year. There's an increase there. Statistics also indicated that assault cases in domestic settings are fueled by alcohol abuse. The number of reported cases of domestic violence in 2019 and 2020 were as high as 1,309 cases. However, during 2020-2021, 300 cases of domestic violence were reported. We should not rejoice.
The Namibian police has implemented the GBV action plan launched this year, outlining strategies to be implemented by the force based on 4 pillars, namely GBV operations, awareness raising, capacity building, and clearance of backlog cases.
Gender-based violence against women and children is one of the most widespread, persistent human rights violations in the country. Whether it is intimate partner violence, sexual violence, trafficking or harassment, GBV prevents victims from reaching full potential. GBV is also a hindrance to the attainment of gender equality and the realization of social, economic, and security and safety goals, as it erodes the confidence of survivors that they can contribute to the overall national development efforts.